for groceries because of the... Let's talk about a legit crisis that's about to happen here in America. More than 40 million Americans are about to lose federal food assistance. 40 million. Losing money they get for groceries because of the government shutdown. Now, you've probably heard a lot about SNAP recently. It's an acronym for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, the largest anti-hunger program in this country. There's been a lot of misinformation going around about those who receive SNAP benefits. So here are the facts. According to the most recent government data, nearly 20% of SNAP recipients are adults over 60. More than 11% are children younger than 5. 10% of those receiving SNAP benefits include non-elderly individuals who have a disability. And here is the number I really want to focus on. 28% of people on SNAP have earned income. A majority had a gross monthly income at or below 100% of the poverty level. So for example, for a family of 4, the average poverty level salary is $32,150 a year. What I want you to take away from that is lots of these folks have jobs. They are working, but they still don't make enough to cover daily expenses. People like this.
I work almost 90 hours a week. I work the weekends. I work third shift. I make $17 an hour. And I still need food stamps because I can't afford to feed my kid.
There's more. White Americans are the largest racial group getting the food assistance. Nearly 90% were born here in the U.S., and the other roughly 10%, they're either naturalized citizens, refugees, or other non-citizens. If we're going to talk about the face of hunger in the richest country in the world, let's at least be honest about who it is we're talking about.
How are these people working and getting food?
Go for what is called the... This morning, President Trump is calling on Republicans to change the rules in the Senate to reopen the government. Trump posting overnight, it is now time for the Republicans to play their Trump card and go for what is called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now. The move would allow Republicans to pass a bill to fund the government with a simple majority instead of the 60 votes currently needed. But Senate Majority Leader John Thune has warned against this move, saying it could come back to bite Republicans whenever Democrats take power back. Meanwhile, millions of Americans fear their food assistance or SNAP benefits will run out tomorrow as the government shutdown drags on.
I've gone to social media to ask for help from everyone that I could possibly think of.
It now appears a federal judge hearing a lawsuit over emergency funding may step in. Judge Indira Talwani saying right now Congress has put money in an emergency fund for an emergency, and it's hard for me to understand how this isn't an emergency. Republicans argue it's not that easy.
If they transfer funds from these other sources, it pulls it away immediately from school meals and infant formula.
The judge dismissing the administration's explanation, saying, I want agency action, not lawyering. We're not going to make everyone drop dead. The judge could compel the administration to release the funds, but whether the Trump administration will comply remains to be seen. And even if it does, the emergency funding available would still fall short of the monthly SNAP payouts. Back on Capitol Hill, Democrats digging in, refusing to open the government until Republicans agreed to extend Obamacare subsidies to prevent health care insurance premiums from skyrocketing next year. A Utah woman we spoke to says even with the subsidies, her premium next year will rise from $495 to $753. And without the subsidies, it will more than quadruple to more than $2,100.
We can't afford to double what it costs for us to live just to have health insurance.
Republicans argue the Affordable Care Act, which set up Obamacare, was a bad law that drives up premiums and strains doctors. President Trump last night posting, quote, Obamacare is a disaster. Rates are going through the roof for really bad health care. Do something, Democrats. Stacey Cox says right now a flawed plan is better than no plan. Meanwhile, as more government workers go without paychecks, more of them are turning to food banks.
Honestly, this has been devastating.
Wayne Barber says he's been an air traffic controller for 23 years.
I'm still going to show up to work because that's what I swore an oath to do.
But many air traffic controllers no longer getting paid are calling out sick, causing staff shortages and delays at major airports. At Orlando's airport yesterday, a warning that at one point there would be no certified air traffic controllers to land planes, forcing a ground delay.
A shortage of air traffic controllers was already a big problem before the government shutdown. Now authorities warn if the shutdown drags on, especially through the Thanksgiving travel period, it'll be a disaster.
I just saw another video, and this man is absolutely right about what he's saying, that they are going to get us to a point where we have to beg for what we need so that we take the mark of the beast. They are setting things up to where they take everything away from us so that we are desperate. And this is how they are going to manipulate and control the masses. And he's right, millions of people are going to fall for it. But let me tell you something. If they come to take my life, I know where I'm going. And if I refuse the mark, and God wants to keep me alive, if he wants to keep me here, if he has a purpose for me to stay here in the middle of all of this, he will feed me. If he fed the children of Israel with manna every day, they had what they needed. They didn't have what they wanted, but they had enough. And if this is the same God that I serve, my God will supply all of my needs according to his plan, according to what he wants to do. I fear no evil, because this life is temporary anyway, and they're not going to force me into taking something that will destroy my soul for eternity. I refuse to take the mark of the beast, and they can know that now, and they can come for me now, because I'm not afraid. I have a hope and a future with my God, and this life isn't the only life. I have life, and there is going to be another world created for God's people, his elect, those who endure till the end. We have a promise. Hold on tight. Do not lose hope in your God, because he's the only one that can save you. Don't let the things that you see around you trip up your mind. Be strong in the Lord and courageous, and know who he is. Because you know what? And I'll never stop telling this story. My dad didn't have food for us one night, and he prayed. And he prayed and he prayed and he prayed, and someone knocked on the door. When we opened the door, no one was there, but there was a spaghetti dinner in front of the door. There's nothing my God cannot do.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Waqwa Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim, Waqwathium, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, it's going to be on this, where it really, the thing here, this is a lot that's going on, and the main thing is that Esau wants to be viewed as like the savior, a god or whatever, where he's the one that picks and chooses who gets to eat, who's the one who gets, and like people are like slacky. The thing is, he's making all this stuff happen, all right, and then he's making people rely, because food stamps and stuff like that. That was like something initially. By the way, I did not know it was 40 billion. But anyway, there was food stamps and all that stuff. That was just the way of living. I guess people really didn't understand like how much. Me as well, but I didn't really understand just how much people rely on the government, or how many people rely on the government for so much just to get by. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I honestly believe that whole 40 billion thing, that has to have gone up from 10 years ago. Like that just feels so strange that so many people were on food stamps for that long. Like it just feels, it just sounds so like wrong. That's a very strange and odd number. Anyway, so the things that I was thinking about was how, like, you heard in all three of these things. So first things first is this, they are trying to put situations where people are going. She's saying that they're trying to put people in situations with the no food stamps thing. That's another thing where it's like, okay, well, this is not sustainable. We can't do this anymore. X, Y, Z, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And then they took away at the start of this year. They took away Obamacare, and over here you got
Don't fall short.
Slovakia. Over here you got DJT trying to do a big issue for this in order to end the government shutdown, so he can get that good report, and saying that, oh my God, DJT did this super big thing. He's helping the people. I don't know. It's every time, and this is something that I just have noticed when I watch these like liberals talk about DJT, where he's always he's always trying to compare himself or be like Obama. It's like he's jealous of Obama, even though as far as I know, Obama wasn't even an Israelite. I think he was just a Hamite. I think, keyword think. But that's the thing. It's like this dude hates Obama so much. He wants to be better than Obama. He wants to like do something where people freaking glaze him and all that stuff. It's like what is genuine? Like what is wrong with him? All right, but anyway, as I was saying, he's trying to do this stuff, and I genuinely think that, or let me correct myself. I genuinely hope and pray that the next thing is the MOTB, where people, he says that here's this digital thing. We want you all to take this stuff. Let me actually get this first. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Basically, imposing terrible conditions and situations on us, on the people. All right. Slakia. Imposing terrible conditions on the people, and then, oh, look at me, look, you guys, this is something bad is happening, but guess what? Oh, it's Trump, it's DJT to the rescue. We're gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm the one that's doing this. So guys, everyone remember me. I'm the one that's helping you out. I'm the one that's getting you out of this trouble. Okay, can you glaze me like you glazed Obama? Glaze me like you did Obama when he was president. Like I'm a better Obama. All right, I'm not black. I'm whatever bullshit that he's talking that he thinks. All right, because he has a very, it's clear that he has a very big ego. All right, and then over here, apparently, let me actually see, because I'm pretty sure it was 40 billion.
Let's talk about a legit crisis that's about to happen here in America. More than 40 million Americans are about.
Slocky, I was like, 40 billion sounds so wrong, but apparently it's 40 million. Slocky about that. I had misheard, and now I'm corrected. I thought it was 40 billion. It's 40 million. All right. So basically, yeah, you have this thing where 40 million, which again, that's still a lot of people that are, receiving government assistance, or I think more specifically, EBT. All right. Or SAP, or whatever. Slovakia. 40 million are receiving that, and then as a result of that, you have this over reliance on the thing. So what is DJT going to do? They already have the plans for some sort of food thing, so that he's going to say, hey, everyone, or not even food thing, but like financial thing where, okay, well, everyone needs money in order to survive. So here's this new digital Trump coin, the Trump dollar, Trump whatever, and then they implement that in order for people to say, oh my God, we will always remember DJT because he implemented this thing that gives everyone money every year, because he wants to do something that's super big. He clearly has that mindset, especially with his history for being a businessman and whatnot. So just look forward to it, and Yahawadah, we're able to see some, because we're already in the month of November. We're still watching to see what's going on, but we're waiting this. So the thing is, the over alliance, okay, where we're still seeing how everything is falling apart for people. There's gonna be, I don't even know what's going on. All right, like I don't know if in America if they're actually like going around robbing people and stuff like that. I just heard that if you live in America, you should go to the store before November, because that's when all the food stamps people were threatening to go to the store and steal it. So yeah, that's just some big stuff. I mean, obviously people that actually have jobs and money, they are able to pay for all those stuff. But if there are people with assistance that actually need help, then they're going to be going over there to say, okay, well, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do whatever I need to get money. I need to feed my kids. I need to feed my whatever. And people are desperate right now. They are in a terrible. They're in a terrible situation. So as a result of that, what they do is they go to get that. And the thing is, it doesn't just end there. All right, it's going to actually extend. It's going to get bigger, where there's going to be no food, famines, and stuff like that. There's going to be a lack of financial independency, where people are going to, and it's like that's just the economy in general, where the economy itself is getting worse, where people are not able to really live even on their own paychecks and stuff like that, where you literally need to have a very well-paying job in order to, not even an average, because the middle class are starting to get demoted, quote unquote, down to the more poorer classes. All right, it's just like, okay, well, the poor are already poor, and people are, and this is going to increase this has been increasing homelessness, actually, because there's a lot of people that are saying, oh yeah, I live in my car, I put my stuff in storage, I stay in the storage, or I do this or whatever, I stay at the gym. Like, there's all these different people that are trying to, and that's the thing about Jake has always been like, okay, well, I gotta do what I gotta do, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. And they've just been, and obviously that's not the most ideal way to live, but they have been doing it, they have been making a way, and that's just something that we being Israelites have always done, where we are trying our best to kind of just fight through everything. All right, so with that, let's also get, what was that one thing? 2 Kings chapter, oh wow, it was already there. No, wrong one. It's 2 Kings. I don't remember it, actually. Bear with me one moment, trying to freaking find it. Oh my gosh. Did I say May? No. 2 Kings 6:29. So he boiled my son and did eat him, and I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him, and she hath hid her son. Basically, there's going to be a famine so bad where people are going to do, just as there was a famine back then, there's going to be more famine now, where people are going to do lots of different things. But another one of the major things actually has been women kind of where is it? Women that have been looking for men. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Unpin and women that have been looking.
I want to play this.
Or sucking out women that have been looking for men, but women that have been treating men like garbage, and they don't really, and they're because a lot of women are on government assistance, and they get money off of like food stamps or whatever. Instead, they're going to be going back to these men that they said, oh, this guy isn't shit or anything like that, and or whatever. All right, which is a part. I honestly, like, this is the thing. I am just praying that this is all the stuff, because I really just want to get out of here. truly believe that we're almost out of here. So this is a part of the thing, Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Basically, all the stuff that they expect to happen during this time, November, December, or whatever, during the government shutdown, and potentially more. All right, because you don't know what else is happening. We know that we can expect something. We can expect lots of things. Because another thing, as a matter of fact, we can actually get this. There are detention camps for homeless people, which I kind of want to let this play. I'll let it play at the end, and then I will, before this video ends. But these are the types of stuff that we're looking towards. These are the type of things that we're afraid of. We need to be aware of that. This is serious. This is scary. All right, we're almost home, yes, but at the same time, to get there, all right, the gradualism, the transition, that's it, the transition period, it's not going to be nice. All right, so this is something that I thought was important to share. DJT is trying to do something so they can be seen as, oh, everyone loves DJT, all right, but nobody likes him. In all honesty, everyone, even his own Republicans, all right, they hate him, all right, or now they hate him because of how they felt betrayed. All right, their lives are getting worse. So as a result of that, they basically feel let down and backstabbed. All right, but yeah, where is this video? So yeah, I'm gonna let this video play, and that's basically it. I don't really need to go into much more.
Utah has a plan to deal with homelessness, lining up behind President Trump's belief that people should not be allowed to sleep on the streets. State officials say they're preparing to pull more than 1,000 homeless people out of Salt Lake City and into a sprawling campus on the outskirts of town. Supporters call it a place where people can get the services they need. Critics call it a detention camp. Joining us now, New York Times reporter Ellen Berry, who filed that piece from Salt Lake City. So what exactly is this campus, this camp?
So for now, this is still in its planning stages. It hasn't been built, but it is definitely an effort to kind of operationalize the president's executive order from the summer, which said that overwhelmingly homeless people are suffering from mental illness or addiction, and overwhelmingly they should be put into long-term institutional care. That is a reversal of our longstanding approach to homelessness, which has prioritized housing. So this plan is a very large facility that would be devoted in large part to treatment of psychiatric and substance abuse disorders.
So it's kind of, you could argue, bringing back mental health institutions.